Hey YouTube, welcome back to TCG, and today we're going to be talking about new reveals from Set 2 Blazing Aura for Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. Generally going to wait until we have about 8 to 10 of these so that we don't have a video that's just short for no reason, and yeah, we're going to have a good time. So if you guys can smash that like button, we're going to see if we can get over 100 likes. You guys are generally very cool with the support, and I appreciate it. Then, I also want to let you guys know about 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, I will be streaming the client today, simultaneously streaming it on Twitch as well as this channel. So just if you guys have been starving for some streams, I'll be up. I just wanted to make sure I had my schedule and ducks all in a row before I started streaming again. And then the last thing I want to say, besides the fact that we'll be getting a word from our sponsors later, is that yeah, I'm doing a Patreon giveaway. We're about to drop the first article for this game on my Patreon, and these are 55 code cards, so 11 lucky winners will get 5 each. So I hope you guys are ready for that, and I'm happy to see you guys there. With that being said, let's hop into the subject matter and talk about some of these new reveals. So coming up first, we have Shin, and Shin is a one-drop searcher. On play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and reveal up to 1 card with Potara and its special traits and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any random order. This is actually pretty cool. This lets me know a couple things, because when you look at the Potara thing, and yes, this was spoiled a little while ago, but I don't want to really talk about it until it goes up officially on some sort of media. So when this comes down and searches for Potara, this lets me know quite a few things. I mean, one, you do have the ability to search up Zamasu's and potentially Goku Blacks, and potentially well, fuse the Zamasu's, Goku Blacks, and Zamasu's if they start putting Potara on the Goku Blacks and Zamasu's. But this also lets me know that we are likely getting more than one Vegito card, because that's another card that you can put Potara over. But this is actually really cool, because if they ever double back and start putting in heroes, this is going to, like heroes, Dragon Ball Hero cards, this is going to be a really good card in blue or any dual color thing that might have access to those cards, because there's a lot of Potara fusions. So pretty cool, just generic searcher. Top 5 is really nice. Now let's move over to the next card. You can see it, the boy Vegito. This is a 2-cost 20k. When KO, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards at the cost of 2 or less and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. The couple things you want to see is the 0 combo is a little rough, right? The thing though is you're going to be using this early in the game, and later in the game it might just be a charge. But early in the game, hitting a 2 for 20k, that's a very good stat line. That's a stat line that makes yellow so powerful, putting those down turn after turn. And the cool thing about this is this guy is going to harass your opponent, and he's going to go neutral with your opponent. And then the time they do finally swing on it, they'll probably have to sequence oddly, you know, like combo off a 2k, they don't want to get bottom decked and then swing on this, because this guy is going to force things off the board. So there might be a time where they might have had like a 2k 10 or 2 drop 10k on the board that they're just going to add on to the leader swing when they swing on this, because otherwise they'll go neutral with this guy, he'll pop and then bottom deck it. So this guy does change the way that battle happens a little bit in that early to mid game, and I do like him. I also just like seeing this Vegito, because that means we're gonna get more. There's just no shot. Like, I am almost completely locked in to us getting a Vegito Blue SR or a Vegito Blue SCR at this point. Next, we've got Zuno, and Zuno is a 5k 2-drop blocker with 10k combo power. Very nice stats on that. If not, the 5k easy to be removed by pretty much everything. He is a blocker, but on play, look at 3 cards on the top of your deck and place them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. This is neat because he's a little bit of a fixer, but for 2 energy, I think not enough is there, and he gets wiped off the board by pretty much anything. At 2 cost and 5k power, there is almost nothing that doesn't just erase this man, and that's a problem. Next, we've got a green card. Now this is actually pretty wild. This is a Son Gohan Childhood, 35k power, 10,000 combo power, 6 cost, and permanent. If you have Son Goku in your drop, this card gains double strike. What this is going to be able to do is provide another target for 16. So the way I'm seeing this, right, yellow can already tap 16 down, so it's not the most reliable. On top of it not being the most reliable, you have blue. Blue currently can't deal with it. I'm praying that they get a card that can deal with something that's 6 costs or higher, in which case this will be unreliable versus blue. Green has a very hard time getting rid of 16. Well, actually, it can't get rid of 16 unless it blows it up, which will get its effect, or it swings into it, which will get its effect. But red can just wipe 16 off the board, and yellow can sometimes tap it. I'm sure yellow will get more tap down effects. As cool as this card is, I think its biggest boon is being brought out by 16. And I think that 16 is just one card in blue away from only being reliable in the green mirror. And that's kind of a scary point. Now, when you look at this card compared to androids, does it get the edge? I think that the 10k combo value is the best part of it, but you also have to see that it's losing 5k power, and on top of that, it's got a conditional destruction effect. Not saying it's a hard condition, because you've got the 1-drop draw Goku, and you've also got the 5Q that keeps recycling your energy when you send it to the trash, or keeps flipping from the top. So I don't think that this is going to be hard as a condition, but I do think that Android 17 and 18 destroying 2 bodies when they hit the field and being 40k might still win the dub over this card. We'll have to see. Only time will tell. Moving on to the next one, we've got Spybot. This is hilarious. There's been a lot of talk about this. It's a 1-cost 5k power and 1,000 or 10,000 combo power, and it says activate main. Once per turn, choose 3 cards from your opponent's hand and reveal them. A lot of people have been saying this is too much. I think this card is garbage for a couple of reasons. So the first turn and maybe the second turn, if you don't have the marker, are the only turns I see that you can play this, and it's really going to be super impactful. The reason why I say this is because, and not even super impactful actually, that's the issue. It's the only turns where you're going to be able to play it for the most part. So turn 1 and turn 2, if you're going first, you can play this guy and check your opponent's hand. But for the first couple turns of the game, decks are going to do what they're going to do. If you're green, you're going to be destructive strengthing, you're going to be Vegitoing, you're going to be turlesing. Knowing what your opponent has in hand isn't going to change that at all. Like, if you check 3 out of their 5 cards and they don't have any of those cards, are you just going to be able to turn your deck sideways and go in? Probably not, because you're probably going to give them those cards, give them cards they can use to ramp out of their situation. It's not going to change much. If you check this, if you play this and you look at a red player's hand, they've got Krillin, Master Roshi, Krillin, and 3-drop SR Goku. Is that going to change how you play against them? No. They're going to play the Roshi, they're going to take a life. Next turn they're going to play the Krillin, they're going to take a life. And that pretty much goes with everything. Like, you play it on Frieza, and you see Frieza, you see 1-drop Frieza that can tap something, Zarbon, Raykum, and like, is that going to change the way you play against them? No, they're going to do the same things they were going to do. Now, later, when you still have this card in hand, let's say you play it and there's a 7-card hand on Frieza's side, and you look at 3 cards and you don't see Golden Frieza. Okay, are you going to then swing with Broly once? Okay, they take a damage. Swing with Broly twice, take a damage, and then you just pass your turn. Are you going to be like, okay, well, let me swing with my 8-cost Broly twice because I didn't see Golden Frieza? No, there's still 4 cards out of that 7-card hand that could have been Golden Frieza. They just took a life or 2 life, which could have been Golden Frieza. They're drawing for turn, which could have been Golden Frieza, and then they're going to swing at you with their leader, which could be Golden Frieza, and then they play Golden Frieza and tap down your Broly. What information does this guy give you that you're just going to be comfortable not playing around? The only time it'll be decent is if they have exactly 3 cards in hand in a crucial moment, and even then, you have to understand, any damage you do to them are going to be cards in hand. Any card they draw off the top of the deck, cards in hand. Any cards that they draw off their leader, cards in hand. Like, it's just a card that I think is definitely a win more, and I don't agree with a lot of people saying this card is snapped for green. It just doesn't do enough. You draw so many cards in this game that, like, very often this card is not going to be hitting its mark, in my opinion. So I definitely feel like this is a little fool's gold right here, I think. Even when you're going for game, unless they have only 3 cards in hand, like, yes, that could work if you I guess if you're going for game, but like, some people are like, well, you can play 2. Well, they can shuffle their hand. Like, there's no rules saying that they have to keep their hand the exact same between uses of Spybot. So this is just kind of like, I just think this card is not doing enough. Next, we're gonna move on, and you've got Cell Jr. Permanent. If you have a Cell battle card with a cost of 8 or more in your battle area, you can use and play this card from your hand without paying its cost. On play, add up to 1 extra from your drop to your hand. Okay, so there's a couple things here. I think that 15k, 10k battle power, the 10k battle power is kind of a lot. I do think that it's very interesting that it says 8 drop cell, 8 or more in your battle area. I've been talking with a lot of people. I do think that this means that we're going to get an 8 drop cell that makes you trash 3 energy. That's the only thing that really makes sense for me, because you could play that, you could charge to 8, play cell, minus 3 energy, activate cell's main ability, get an energy going from 5 to 6, and then that at least has you not fully tapped out. So I think that that's actually a pretty cool thing. And then if you had that 8 drop guy on board and you play this cell and you get something like Destructor Shrink back to your hand, the following turn you can charge up to 7, and then you can Destructor Shrink back to 8. And you have like some options for, you know, just getting back up to the ramp that you need. So that's pretty cool. Or you could play Cell Junior on a turn that you're going to be automatically weak. You could do something like, you know, the math ends perfectly. You play Cell. If Cell minuses 3 of your energy, you do that. Then you activate Leader Effect, getting an energy back, going up to 6 energy with 1 being untapped. Then you play Cell Junior, get back Gigantic Meteor, and now you at least have a little bit more defense after you've pretty much tapped out and put yourself back on ramp. So I like that. I think that's pretty cool. Now that's pretty much all I have to say about it. It looks like a recovery play for when you have Cell, because if you bring back your Gigantic Meteor and this is a 10k, unless they pop this guy, you really do have like that 35k combo power at that point after you've minus energy, after you've gone down on energy and played a boss card. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Now real quick guys, I just want to talk about the sponsors today. We have 2. We have Mystic TCG. This is my favorite US store right now, but this is my sponsor right here. If you go down in the description, you can actually see the code UNIXTCG in order to pretty much just get percentages off, free shipping on your orders. This is the best place that you can find in the US right now to just pre-order your stuff. This month they are having, on the 30th, actually it's just under a week, they're having a cool tournament, the Great Pirate Festival. If you're local, if it's only going to be like an hour drive, a 2-hour drive, this is a great place to play One Piece, get boxes, all these things. Just great store. But yeah, go check them out. Go see what you want to buy. Go see what you want to pre-order. They carry all the relevant TCGs, and use the code UNIXTCG to get discounts. Now the other store is G3. G3, because for some reason I didn't have this in my lap already. G3 is my favorite Canadian store. They are full of awesome people, awesome players, and you can go down in the description and use my code there to be able to get just better discounts as well. Whether you live in Canada or you just want to order stuff from there and have it come across the border, there will be higher shipping, just know that. But if you live in Canada and you need a premier store, this is it. So between Mystic TCG and G3, you're going to be covered no matter where you are in North America, unless you're in South America. And if you're watching this and you're in South America and you want to somehow sponsor, let me know. I'm going for the hat trick. I'm going for the triple trifecta. So there we go. Now let's get back to the card reveals. Moving on to the next card, we actually have a red extra card. That's pretty cool. Glimpse of a Hidden Arrogance. This is a play on words from the original Japanese name for Ultra Instinct, which is Migate no Gokui, which is the, like, I believe it's the secrets of selfishness, because the body is moving on its own. It's a whole play of words, but the point is, when you put the secrets of selfishness in there in Japanese, there is a word that sounds like Gokui, which is, you know, obviously Goku. So Migate no Gokui. And that's the whole thing about that. It's a little tidbit, nerd tidbit. Point being, 2 cost, activate battle, choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards to gain plus 25k power for the battle. Then, if you have a battle card with 30,000 power or more, add up to 1 battle card with a cost of 4 or less from your drop to your hand. So, this is actually pretty cool. You can pay 2 to protect something, and then potentially add more gas back to your hand. And if you remember that Kefla, right? Kefla's 25, right? Imagine if Kefla was getting attacked by Broly, and you tap 2 to protect Kefla, bringing her up to 50k, and then add another Kefla to your hand. That's what this card is trying to do, because, like, let's say, like, you protect your Kefla, but then you add a Kefla to your hand. The following turn with that Goku, you could tap 1, discard 1, play Kefla, draw 1, and then Kefla plays 1 more. And if that Kefla that you protected with this survived, then I mean, like, bang, like, leave all. You were literally now with 3 attacks when you just had 1, and that's if there was nothing else on your field. So I think this is a very, very, very cool card. 2 open energy seems like a lot, but it looks like this Goku will be able to employ a lot of cards off of little energy. So we might actually be able to have the economy in terms of energy to do it. But I think this is a pretty cool card. Then we have Time Ring, and Time Ring just says activate main, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and place them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order, then draw 1 card. This is essentially Ponder, if you guys have played Magic. Tap 1, look at top 3. This is saying, though, you can put, just because it's a Bandai game, all 3 of those cards must stay at the top or must all go to the bottom. There's no splitting. But being able to rearrange and then draw 1 is amazing. Being able to see 3 cards that you don't want, put them all at the bottom and then draw 1 is good. So I think this is a very, very good card, and it's shaping blue up to be more of a find your outs kind of color. Now, the last of the new reveals for today, a lot of people are going to be like, but this is Senzu Bean. It is a 2 cost, and it says activate main 3. Add the top card of your deck to your life. Now, what this guys means is it's not a 3 cost to gain a life. That would be insane. This is a 2 cost, and then you have to pay an additional 3 to 8 gain life. So, cat. So, this is going to be a 3, like, it's gonna be a 5 cost to gain a life, and that is a lot. 5 costs no body to gain a life might not even be worth gaining the life if that's the case, because you're gonna be sitting here. You're gonna be sitting here and you're not gonna have, like, that's almost a time walk. 5 energy is a time walk. Now, looking at the activate battle, choose your leader up to 1 of your battle cards against plus 5k power for the turn. That is Master Senzu Bean. So for 2, you can do that. Now, the scary part about this for me is, when is this relevant? Now, I know lots of people are like, it's Senzu Bean, it's always relevant. But no, like, think of the flow of the game. Right now, we are a very play on curve game. When you're playing green, you can't play it on turn 1. Going second, you could play it on turn, or going first, you could play it on turn 2. But what do they have on turn 2 that's going to warrant this, okay? Turn 3, if you're not playing Destructive Strength, you're already kind of behind, but I guess you could, okay? Turn 4, you should be playing a Vegito or a Turles. Do you guys get what I'm saying? You guys see what I'm saying here? Senzu Bean will not be able to be used on your worst matchups until you've already stabilized. So it's kind of like, at any one of those turns, if it makes sense, for you to play Senzu Bean and it be effective, 1, you have to already be awakened. 2, on top of already being awakened, you have to have your setup. Like, if you're playing this card anytime before you're at like 7 or 8 energy, you've missed a step in ramping. Then on top of that, people were like, well, Broly gets to be a 35 or 30k now. Bro, once Broly has awakened, you weren't swinging 20Ks into him unless you had extra combo on board that you couldn't do anything with. You were swinging with your bigger bodies, your freezes, your 4-cost freezes, your coolers, your golden freezes. Those are the guys that were turning sideways against Broly after he's awakened. So this doesn't like make the yellow strategy worse against him for the most part. Also, again, he has to be playing off curve now to be playing this. I think there are some cards that are coming into green that are alarming people, but don't actually make green better right now. But we'll see. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Senzu Bean, because I do think that this card there is not a comfortable place to play this unless you were already in a winning position at that point. So then we're gonna go over, they've given us the official PNG reveals, and what I mean by that is, like, before we got scans from VJump, but now we can actually see the files. You've got Kefla, and I just want to make sure that none of the effects are changed from the translations that me and my friends did. Permanent, when this leader is awakened, this card gains 5k power. On play, draw 1 card, then play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 3 or less in terms of power and special traits. So that's the same. Art looks amazing. I like it. Then you've got Zamasu. Permanent, this card cannot be removed from the battle area by your opponent's skills. When attacking, discard 1 card from your hand, draw 1 card. Okay. You got the Trunks. This is the one I was most concerned about having more effects. On play, if you have 5 or more energy, not 5, but 5 or more energy, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to your energy in rest mode. Rest mode kind of sucks. When your battle card with a cost of 5 or more is removed from the battle area by your opponent, this card gains. So it's 5 or more. Okay, I'm not sure if that was the same before, but I thought it was exactly 5. I mean, I still think there's a future Gohan coming, but this definitely makes it so that like anything on your board 5 or more goes and it just gains power, so that's interesting. A little Broly bait right there. Then you have the Bulma. This also had a lot of text, so switch this card to rest mode, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then choose one. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 4 less, switch to rest mode, or if you have, okay, so all these were the same, so we did pretty good, but yeah, these are the 4, those were the 4 SRs, they should all be up on screen right now, and yeah, I hope you guys had a good time looking at these spoilers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We had a lot that we went over, and I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, the Patreon article, Breaking Down Green, will drop soon. Then I'll be doing a video going over some of that, but not everything, because I don't want to give the whole Patreon article away. Remember, we do have the 55 code cards for the giveaway 11 winners on the Patreon, so just ask me in the comments how you can get that. I'll have a link in the description, a little bit of a describer about how you can join this giveaway. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you, and if you guys want to see me stream tonight at 9 p.m. on Twitch in this channel, just holler at me. I'm gonna put everything on my socials, so yeah, thank you guys. I will see you later. Peace.